Multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time.
That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Good morning, America.
I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you. Welcome into another edition of Brainley's Virtual Tour Live, a bonus tour for you all. And y'all, we have a lot to get to. Yes, we do. We got Shannon Sharpe on deck. Y'all, the outcome for that was surprising to all of us. We'll get into that. Some news about Wendy Williams. We'll check in with our good friend Chronicle Speaks there to check in on what's going on with Wendy. Netflix, they are talking about mergers and acquisitions. They're saying they're not going to be a part of talks. I'm going to show you why that could be potentially a lie. Potentially. We'll talk about it. Carnival Cruise Line, they have Celebration Key opening up, I think tomorrow. I think I'm not mistaken. I'll give you some insight on that. The beauty industry is always evolving, and so we'll talk about that as well. Mahogany Mates is a new dating site for the grown. You understand? So we'll get into that. Then finally, Zeus, they got a new dating show. Child, we got a lot to discuss. Higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is Hey everybody, welcome in. Glad to have all of you here for a bonus tour right here on Brantley's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all of you here. Let's get to the getting and doing what we do because there's a lot to discuss here. Let's get into it. Give me a moment. Okay, we're good. Okay. So from Pro Football Talks, Shannon Sharpe settles sexual assault lawsuit. Okay. Hall of Fame tie-in Shannon Sharpe offered per his lawyer at least $10 million to settle a sexual assault claim before a lawsuit was filed in April 2025. Now Sharpe will be paying an amount that likely exceeds $10 million by more than a few bucks. From the accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, on April 20th, 2025, the Busby law firm filed a complaint in Nevada making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted respectful negotiations, I am pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon decision. We have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution, rather. Sorry. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. Sharpe has not yet filed a formal response to the complaint. It's common for settlement arrangements to contain a broad confidentiality provision aimed at keeping the amount of any payment secret. Sharpe strongly denied the allegations. He later stepped away from his ESPN job, vowing to return when the NFL preseason begins. It begins soon. It remains to be seen whether Sharpe will be asked back. This is from NFL Pro Football Talk. Now, I gotta tell you something. This was surprising to me. I saw the breaking news today. I'm just like, nope, we ain't gonna wait till Monday to talk about this. We might as well talk about it now since we got some time. Good for him, but that doesn't mean that people are going to feel the way that they feel, because we heard what Shannon Sharpe said. Big black man choking small white woman. Okay, so we heard about that. Okay, we did hear about that. So it just is what it is, right? I don't think because it's sell doesn't mean that is going to go away anytime soon. But a shocking result nonetheless. So he won't have to pay $50 million here. And there is the tweet from Tony Busby. Shout out to the Shade Room there. So yeah, this is a statement by Lanny J. Davis, counsel to Shannon Sharpe, of the text messages here. So what about Tyler Perry's or did that vanish? Dismissed with prejudice doesn't mean that the accusations are true. It means that they came to a settlement agreement. The judge dismisses the case with prejudice, meaning that she can't sue him for the same thing. Doesn't mean that he isn't guilty of what she accused him of. It just means that she's okay with the money what they sell it for. Thank you to Terraka Comedy for translating that for the people. So they just wanted to ruin his reputation. Black queens forever, snowblades never. Oh my Lord Jesus, check cleared, and he's still not going to leave them snowblades. And all SMH happy for him because that would have been a tough case. Monique told him so down for nice with his age, but no, he had to go and get a 19-year-old Purdue chicken. Not a 19-year-old Purdue chicken. Listen. Oh my Lord Jesus. All right, y'all. We got more Brantley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here and right now. Let's get into it from Our Girl Chronicle Speaks. Here we go. Let's get into it.
Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Okay, what are you wishing for on your birthday?
Out of guardianship. No matter how much she's propped up and dressed up, made to...
Let me refresh it so we can see it clearly.
Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Okay, what are you wishing for on your birthday?
Suzanne, her former executive producer there.
Out of guardianship. No matter how much she's propped up and dressed up, made to look happy, Wendy is not. She wants out of the guardianship. The one thing she wants for her birthday, which is today, is out of guardianship. Out of guardianship? Today, Wendy Williams turned 61, and I pray that this is the last birthday she has to spend in guardianship. Let's go to part 3. Now, in part 1 and 2, we explored the bombshell federal lawsuit filed by Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kevin or Kelvin Hunter, a case that names over 40 people and entities, including judges, lawyers, financial advisors, Wells Fargo, and her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey. The lawsuit alleges that Wendy was forced into a guardianship in 2022 before any public mention of dementia or aphasia. The lawsuit also mentioned that she was financially exploited, cut off from her family, and had her accounts frozen based on a questionable medical letter allegedly written by a doctor who was paid $60,000 out of Wendy's funds. And in a shocking twist, we also covered that the very financial advisor, Lori Schiller, is now no longer employed by Wells Fargo.
Now that is quite interesting. Now, listen, the lawsuit of Wendy Williams, I did see it as a destination. I did not pursue going to that destination because Kelvin is a lazy fuck. Okay, that does not want to get a job. Not here, not there, not anywhere Kelvin Hunter he is. So I did not review the lawsuit. Okay, because obviously he was trying to still get money from Wendy. As you guys know, if Wendy makes over a certain amount, he gets alimony. But if she doesn't make any money, then he can't make any money, right? So I don't support people who are lazy fucks. Okay, so let's roll on.
Also revealed that Wendy's ex-manager, Bernie Young, and his associate allegedly used her American Express card for their own benefit, and how Wendy's son was cut off, evicted, and left without access despite being her legal power of attorney. Now, in part 3, we're going to dive into what happened after the guardianship was in full effect, including what the lawsuit claims about Will Selby, Sean Zanotti, Sadatu Salami, and Amanda Clears, and how each of their roles played a pivotal part in the next phase of Wendy's confinement. We're going to get into this story and so much more, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this story and so much more.
So I want to pause it here because I want to show off the series here. So this is part 1 here, right? So this is the real reason why Kelvin Hunter is suing her guardian for $260 million. And then part 2 is right here. So if you want to see part 1 and part 2, they're right here. We're just doing part 3 today because it's Wendy's birthday today. And also, too, she wants to be free from her guardianship. So this is still a trending topic. But more than that, for us, it's a trending destination that you guys are still going to. And that I still want to go to as well. So here we go. Wendy, go ahead and live your life. She said she's 56, 54, whatever the hell. I want to fuck. That's what she said. Wendy is still Wendy, okay? Listen. Wendy wants to be gushy, okay? That's what she wants to be. I ain't mad at it. Let's roll on. Woo! Okay, child, I can do it. Oh my God. That goes to James Hodgkin. Oh wait, hang on, y'all. I'm so sorry. Let me back it up here, okay? Let me back it up. So here is all this here. Here we go.
And so much more. Now let's get back into it. Now, when a person is under a guardianship, that guardian has some major duties. One, making sure that that person is protected from abuse, neglect, and exploitation. These are some of the images, videos, and interviews of Wendy months after the guardianship had taken place.
I want to. A lot of girls at 57 don't care about. Excuse me. I'm gorgeous. Can I? Thank you. By the way, this right here, this was on the Wendy Williams show.
Wendy wants to be gushy. Okay, Wendy wants to be gushy. Wendy wants to be gushy. Gushy Wendy. Okay. She's saying, listen. You go down my well, you're not gonna want to come out the well because the water is that sweet. Okay, it's sweet water. Okay, listen.
No longer many money. Okay, I'm done with this. Goodbye.
That's the old.
No, I don't want to show him around. See, this is what people do. They want, because I know it's not just me and you talking about this. All right, I already told you, this is a very sexy place that I live in, okay? You had to have a lot of money to be able to do that, and that's all I'm gonna talk about, okay? There's an upstairs, there's a downstairs, my cats are here, and that's it.
It seems as though the powers that be were attempting to push a narrative that protected the people in charge, but put Wendy at risk. Wendy's son, Kevin, had said that when he was in Florida, a doctor told him that his mother had alcohol-related dementia.
It was starting to affect her headspace and her brain. So I think they said it was alcohol-induced dementia. Yeah.
That was frontotemporal, right? Because we all remember that from the documentary. It was frontotemporal and aphasia, I think, if I'm not mistaken on that. So yes, indeed.
Before the guardianship, little Kev found this all out. He put his mother on a strict vegan diet. There was no alcohol allowed, and Wendy was getting better.
And I like the company I keep there. And I do what I can. I do what I can.
I see you looking real healthy now.
Please, Kevin, please.
Yeah, but you also like how it's really private, because I know you like gyms if they're private, of course.
Yeah, I like it. And I also like food, which is why I've got to keep on my routines with going to the gym, you know?
Yeah. And like, how have you been eating? Like, because everyone that looks at you have beautiful skin. Like, people want to know what's the secret.
Thank you. I'm not giving you points for saying that to me. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Wendy's attorney, LaShawn Thomas, actually captured this video, and with it, she said, "I weighed this decision for a very long time. I've kept silent because I have been threatened with physical and financial harm, but I just couldn't keep silent any longer. While Wendy was in Miami with her son, I would often witness candid moments of their mother and son dynamic. I could tell that he loves his mother so much, and as you can see, the feeling was mutual. You can clearly see the difference between Wendy's well-being during her time here in Florida with her son caring for her and her lack thereof in New York under this guardianship. These Wendys are not the same. How did her health deteriorate so quickly? And why isn't her only child allowed to be by her side? She wasn't like this when he cared for her. Ask the hard questions." I took this video literally 2 weeks before Wendy was court ordered to return to New York to respond to a guardianship petition filed by her bank. Let that sink in. My mother passed away on October 1st, 2022 from complications related to her ALS diagnosis, and I feel so blessed and grateful that I was able to spend every second that I could with her before she left this earth. If Wendy's diagnosis is true, now more than ever, her son should be allowed the same grace. He deserves it, and most importantly, Wendy deserves it.
Absolutely. And I remember that video when it came out, and we all were like, oh my gosh, she is looking healthy. She is sounding good. That's our Wendy, right? And I mean, even the New York team has to see that they are pieces of shit that should have been swallowed by the mothers. Like, they should be able to see that, right? Like, you saw Wendy in that clip looking full, looking strong, looking healthy. And then New York, she's looking like she's a prisoner. Like she actually committed a crime. You know what I mean? So let's keep rolling.
Hashtag Wendy Williams. So it's as if the blueprint was already given. Hey, alcohol makes this dementia kick in. Wendy was left to her lonesome in New York, getting drunk because no one was watching her as a guardian should. Paparazzi finds Wendy all the time in the most awkward situations, getting liquor from someone like her cab driver. This is protection, not exploitation, right? This is how you keep her protected from her son, allowing her to roam the streets of New York alone, shut off from her son, her attorney, and her money.
Now, this was last year, y'all. As you said, August 8th.
Go back inside. Go back inside. We already did that. Where are we going?
Now, Will Selby is the supposed manager, but he's been fired. he was a jeweler. And sir, you are not going to tell a grown-ass woman what she should and should not do. Stop it. Where is your wife at? Where are your kids at? Where's your life at? Where's your life at? Where's your life at? Where's your life at? Because damn, you need a living.
Take one. Showtime. Can I at least see the shot first, please? I just want to.
Motherfucker, you are nobody. You are nobody. Who are you? Nobody. Who are you? Nobody. Who are you? Nobody, baby. Nobody. You're nobody. You don't need to see the shot. Lay there, roll over, and take it, in the words of Maurice Scott. And move the fuck on.
I want to make sure I look like money. I look like something.
You know, if you have to ask if you look like money, you probably are just pennies. I'm just saying. Let's roll on.
Okay.
Upon information and belief, in or around September 2022, Sabrina Morrissey directly retained and or approved the retention of William Selby to serve as Miss Hunter's manager, despite William Selby having limited to no management experience.
Limit to no management experience. Okay.
On or about January 10th, 2010, William Selby entered into a mortgage agreement with Wells Fargo for property that William Selby purchased in New Jersey. On or about September 12, 2022, which is around the same time that Sabrina Morrissey retained William Selby to be Miss Hunter's manager, Wells Fargo issued a discharge of William Selby's mortgage, indicating that the debt had been paid in full. True and correct copies of the applicable County of Essex public records are attached hereto as Exhibit R.
Wait a minute. How? Wait. How in the flying hell are you Wendy Williams' manager, but yet your debt to your property was discharged? Where they do that at? Because I don't know of any manager that is managing any celebrity today that their client paid off their mortgage. I don't know of one. Now, you know, Judy, she does take care of her employees, but that's different though. Any celebrity that wants to do something for you, if you're a good employee, that is different. But you are hired with limited to no management experience of being Wendy's manager, and you got discharged on your mortgage? Let's roll on.
Issued a discharge of William Selby's mortgage, indicating that the debt had been paid in full. True and correct copies of the applicable County of Essex public records are attached hereto as Exhibit R.
How did you meet Wendy?
It's funny you ask that question because I've met.
Yo te como sin vid, a capela, suave que la noche espera. Ya te encendí como vela. Yo te como sin vid, a capela.
Yeah, you saw that $20 for 20 wings. Okay, that's a good deal.
In multiple different facets, I've met her in the New York scene. Us being out, partying. I was commissioned to do jewelry for her. And then we just developed a relationship and a bond from there. It went from friendship to management, which was after her divorce with her ex-husband.
So right now you're looking at a document, which is a mortgage agreement, specifically a security instrument for a loan taken out by William Selby, dated August 3rd, 2009, with Wells Fargo Bank as the lender. Now, as you all know, there's different mortgage loan types. This was a 30-year mortgage that was to be paid off by 2039 if the payments were made on time. September 6, 2022, Wells Fargo discharged William Selby's mortgage.
Please? I just want to make sure I look like money. I look like something? Okay.
Now, all of this is public record. It can easily be found, but what this lawsuit is stating is that the same month that William Selby was signed on to be Wendy Williams' handler, his Wells Fargo mortgage magically disappeared. Upon information and belief, Wells Fargo's discharge of William Selby's mortgage was in exchange for William Selby being Miss Hunter's handler.
So that would be quid pro quo. You scratch my back and I'll scratch your back. Wow.
William Selby is a jeweler and a purported manager of Miss Hunter. William Selby is being sued for financial exploitation and unauthorized use of Miss Hunter's name and story for aiding in and profiting from Miss Hunter's unlawful confinement. Upon information and belief, William Selby is a U.S. citizen in New Jersey, and William Selby rendered management services to Miss Hunter within the state of New York. William Selby was and is at all relevant times personally and directly involved in decisions to establish and maintain the guardianship over Miss Hunter.
Why do you have your money just laid out? There's a whole wad of cash in your jewelry box. Huh? Why do you got all this money just in the house?
Boss, you brought it to me.
Although Wendy wasn't really herself at that time, she still checked Will Selby and let him know, boss, aka manager, this money came from you, and the only person that would okay it coming from you would have to be the guardian. She's over everything, right? An Instagram to promote the Wendy Experience podcast was launched in July 2022.
First of all, this comment right here, that was completely disrespectful. You know, sometimes some people really self-project on themselves. That was classless, trash, and gutter behavior, that comment right there.
Instagram to promote the Wendy Experience podcast was launched in July 2022.
I feel like the podcast is the heartbeat of everything that I'm trying to do for Wendy.
Fans were excited as many had missed Wendy and her iconic Hot Topic segment since her departure from daytime TV.
Wendy and myself, we're ready to go, but we're waiting for the deal to come. You know, I just want to make sure I get the right deal for her.
The podcast was seen as a way for her supporters to stay connected and hear directly from her once again. However, as 2022 unfolded, with ongoing rumors about Wendy's health, concerning public appearances, and growing concerns that she was being paraded around or possibly exploited, it became clear that the podcast might not be the right move.
Do you think she's ready to do a podcast? I mean, you said that she was going through a hard time.
Well, in regards to her being ready, let me ask you, you was with her for 2-3 days. Do you think Wendy's ready to do a podcast? So why do you have doubt? Because you just shook your head 10 times, but no words came out.
It seems like Wendy really struggles with expressing herself. Are you concerned about that?
She does this in her sleep. So that's why I don't understand when people have doubt. That's why I asked you the question. I don't understand where the doubt comes from when you have someone who has done this for 20 years straight. How can she not be ready?
The project was reportedly spearheaded by Will Selby, but it ultimately never came to life. The last time Wendy publicly mentioned the podcast was in November 2022 during a WBLS event.
When I finally stopped doing the Wendy Williams show, I said, wow, I could do anything I want or nothing at all. So podcast is one of those things.
It seemed obvious to everyone but the people that stood a chance to make money off of Wendy that a podcast just wasn't for her at this time. Now
I will say this right now. First of all, that's the assistant, okay? Gorgeous sister. In the documentary, she was not the best assistant, okay? Gorgeous sister. She could be Miss Lee, okay? The face is facing. But that aside, okay? No. And not to mention too, there's Podcast One, there's iHeartMedia, Charlemagne, the guy that got the Black Effect Network. There were plenty of companies that could have done the Wendy Williams podcast. So why the delay if you know what platforms are out here that can do a podcast? But okay.
Enters saw all
expressing herself. Are you concerned?
22 people that stood guardianship off of Wendy that a podcast just
say Sean, my bad. That was Sean.
This wasn't for her at this time. Now enters Miss Sean Zanotti. Now, Sean Zanotti is a publicist who participated in the production of a Lifetime documentary regarding Miss Hunter's guardianship. Upon information and belief, Sean Zanotti is a U.S. citizen residing in California and is being sued for the exploitation of Miss Hunter's person, the use of Miss Hunter's name and story, and for aiding in and profiting from Miss Hunter's unlawful confinement. Sean Zanotti was and is at all relevant times personally and directly involved in the decision to establish and maintain the guardianship over Miss Hunter.
So how did you guys get connected? How did that happen?
her attorney at the time, reached out so I can start doing the crisis and PR management about the Wells Fargo situation. And then we just continued on from that point.
Sean Zanotti initially connected with Wendy's attorney, LaShawn Thomas, with the intention of helping raise awareness about the mistreatment Wendy was facing. Particularly, Zanotti initially connected with Wendy's attorney, LaShawn Thomas, with the
LaShawn Thomas here. And by the way, this person right here is Alex Finney. Now, Alex Finney is a good damn niece. Now, unfortunately, she goddamn man. Sense. Should be Alex Wade. Miss Lee if you're nasty, but that's neither here nor there. But she is very territorial over her auntie, and I have to say she deserves all the blessings in the world times 10 because she superb job.
On from that point.
Sean Zanotti initially connected with Wendy's attorney, LaShawn Thomas, with the intention of helping raise awareness about the mistreatment Wendy was facing, particularly regarding Wells Fargo, the guardianship, and related issues. Like many others who appeared to support the cause, things shifted once money started exchanging hands from those in power. Suddenly, narratives changed, and the very people who were supposed to be advocating for Wendy seemed to start working against her, contributing to portrayals that painted her in the worst possible light.
So let me ask you how, because I know you're really good friends with Sean now and whatnot. I'm just trying to understand, what, you pay her and she's your friend?
I pay her.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, she's more than PR.
That's interesting.
She understands finance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adding insult to injury, defendants used Miss Hunter's own funds to retain management and public relations agents Will Selby and Sean Zanotti, who disseminated the narrative that Miss Hunter was incapacitated and thriving under court supervision. These efforts were not for Miss Hunter's benefit, but were calculated to mislead the public, insulate the guardianship from criticism, and suppress the truth of Miss Hunter's unlawful confinement and exploitation.
You don't think there's anything going on with Wendy's health that is alarming?
No. I mean, Wendy is Wendy.
Innuendo about is Wendy an alcoholic? If the public is all scared for her.
I don't think the public is scared for her.
First, we offer overnight boarding. Your pet will stay overnight in your sitter's home and not only be treated like part of the family, but treated like a king or queen honey.
I'm sorry. This commercial gets me every time. Shout out to Rover.com, trusted pet care. Go to Rover.com for dog daycare or cat sitting near you. Okay, shout out to that. They also do in-home puppy sitting, house sitting, and drop-ins as well. All right, back to Chronicle Speaks. Here we go.
Her right now. The headlines as we speak right now, if you were to look, they're talking about her being healthy, about her being happy, about her being vibrant, about her wanting to be back into work. Yeah.
And now we're forgetting words and where we are.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean. Sometimes she may forget a word or something along those lines.
Today, she called this place Miami.
Yeah. But I feel that she's okay. And from the time I started working with her until now, she's much better. She's bouncing back. And I think that's important to say. She's on the bounce back right now. Yeah.
So I'll say this, because we actually reviewed Wendy Williams, the 4-part docuseries, right? We did parts 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 on this channel, right? So if you want to watch all that, just type in Wendy Williams and you'll be able to see it here, right? That was a time period, right? But here's the thing. In that documentary, I could tell that Wendy was just trying to find her mental railing to hold on to for herself, but she wasn't where she needed to be, right? So, no. Because to have a whole bottle, a 1.75 bottle of alcohol in your room is ridiculous. Now listen, in the same token of that, if you want to have a 1.75 bottle of alcohol in your place and, you pour, just to have a relaxer, that's on you, right? But the way it looked like in Wendy's apartment, it looked like that she was really, really careless. But that documentary didn't show Wendy the best light, but I do think that documentary was a stepping stone to be able to amplify the sound of what needed to be seen, heard, and understood to everybody that there's a problem here.
Information and belief, Sabrina Morrissey also directly retained and or approved the retention of Sean Zanotti to serve as Miss Hunter's publicist, despite Judge Lisa Sokoloff barring Miss Hunter from engaging with the press. Upon information and belief, Sabrina Morrissey retained Sean Zanotti to be Miss Hunter's handler, including to monitor her interactions with the press, restrict her ability to communicate publicly about her guardianship, and shape a public narrative designed to conceal ongoing financial and civil rights violations. Upon information and belief, Sean Zanotti spearheaded the production of the Lifetime docuseries based upon Miss Hunter's guardianship, and William Selby and Sabrina Morrissey oversaw all activities related to the docuseries. Despite lacking the authority to do so, William Selby and Sean Zanotti engaged Miss Hunter to appear at the Atlanta Women's Expo on or about May 20th, 2023. William Selby and Sean Zanotti also retained a portion of the payment that was received in relation to the commercial contract, which Miss Hunter never performed.
So I want to pause it here. So for those of you who may not know, there was a Atlanta Women's Expo. Because, that was talked about here on social media. And so because Will Selby was the manager, if you book a gig for somebody, you do get a cut of that. The publicist, they usually get paid for promoting it, right? But when the service is not rendered, you don't get paid. So how did they still get paid, but Wendy didn't perform the service, right? So you see how very convoluted this is.
Upon information and belief, Sabrina Morrissey allowed William Selby and Sean Zanotti to continue as Miss Hunter's manager and publicist, even after William Selby and Sean Zanotti entered into a commercial contract on Miss Hunter's behalf without the authority to do so. During Miss Hunter's guardianship in New York, William Selby and Sean Zanotti engaged in financial exploitation and public manipulation in New Jersey and or New York in the context of Miss Hunter's public image management and financial dealings, by fraudulently misrepresenting Miss Hunter's public image to conceal the true extent of Miss Hunter's condition and autonomy. William Selby assumed access to Miss Hunter's finances and image while facilitating financial arrangements to benefit himself, including the suspicious discharge of a Wells Fargo mortgage at a time when Miss Hunter was legally restrained, suggesting a financial exchange as part of a broader racketeering scheme.
So I'm going to pause it here because you know the meme that I'm about to do. Yep, you know the meme. You know the meme. You know the damn meme that I'm about to do. Do not act like you don't know what I'm about to do. Don't you do that. Don't do that. Please. For me, do not do it. Okay? All right. Let's just make it do what it do because it's time. Here we go. We're going to do it with babies. Here we go.
But this is all a scheme to tie. Okay. The guy said that last time they went to the Ultimate Club, Carmen was sitting on his lap. When he told me that, I said, oh, hell, I paid double for that.
But at the end of the day, he never got no pictures. He was telling you a story, Mama.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush. To you.
Well, 2 more times here, hang on.
End of the day, he never got no pictures. He was telling you a story, Mama.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush.
No pictures. He never got no pictures. He was telling you a story, Mama.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush.
Out the mouths of babies. Now, of course, that is AI, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to now do it with the real deal. Okay, here we go.
He never got no pictures. He was telling you a story, mama.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bullshit.
Now, I know. Now, Steve, hang on 1 second. Now, it did say right here, okay? It said, William Selby assumed access to Ms. Hunter's finances and image while facilitating financial arrangements to benefit himself, including the suspicious discharge of a Wells Fargo mortgage at a time when Ms. Hunter was legally restrained, suggesting a financial exchange as a part of a broader racketeering scheme. So, Steve, I'm gonna have to play this for you again, Steve, okay? Because you asked what? So one more time.
He never got no pictures. He was telling you a story, mama.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up.
That William set up, right?
For him to come to you with the bullshit.
One more
He
time.
never got no.
Okay, Steve, one more time, and then I gotta move on because I got more destinations to go to. But here we go.
Pictures. He was telling you a story, mama.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bullshit.
Now, I think Bertha is absolutely right. It was a scheme that Sabrina and William set up to come to Wendy with the bullshit. I think she got this right on point. All right, back to Chronicle Speaks, everybody. Here we go.
To gain personal and professional exposure and financial gain for her publicity services, Sean Zanotti facilitated the production of commercial media related to Ms. Hunter without meaningful consent and in coordination with other members of the enterprise to further the enterprise's goal of concealment, financial control, and reputational profiteering. Now let's speak about Sadatu Salami, who is a New York-based attorney who...
Right here. Now, we do not know if this woman, okay, is part owner, or a silent partner in a salami sandwich shop in New York City. We do not know. Just her last name is Salami, okay? So... I'm so damn petty. I'm so sorry. All right, let's roll on. Here we go.
Who was brought into Wendy Williams' guardianship case by Wendy's originally retained legal team, the Miami Entertainment Law Group. Now, this occurred after Judge Lisa Sokoloff barred Wendy's chosen counsel.
That is Lisa Sokoloff right there. Okay, here we go.
From participating in the guardianship proceedings in an apparent attempt to ensure Wendy still had representation. The Miami Entertainment Law Group brought in Sadatu to assist. However, instead of acting as a true advocate for Wendy, Sadatu Salami is accused of aligning herself with the very parties who were working against Wendy's interests. According to the lawsuit, Sadatu failed Wendy in several key ways. She didn't challenge the court's outreach or jurisdiction, even though Wendy was never found legally incapacitated through a proper hearing known as a Lincoln hearing. She didn't demand an independent medical evaluation, despite conflicting opinions about Wendy's mental competency, including a 2025 evaluation stating Wendy was alert and competent, and she didn't fight to reinstate Wendy's original attorneys or honor Wendy's legally executed advance directives like her power of attorney. Instead of protecting Wendy's autonomy, Sadatu allegedly became another cog in a larger system of control. Her silence and inaction helped maintain a guardianship that this lawsuit describes as abusive, exploitative, and unconstitutional. According to the court filing, Sadatu was personally and directly involved in decisions to establish and maintain the guardianship over Ms. Hunter. In essence, Sadatu was brought in to help, but ultimately she became part of the machinery that failed Wendy. It appears to me that the powers that be strategically hired a number of melanated individuals to serve as handlers and managers for Wendy, likely to create the appearance that her affairs were being managed by people who look just like her.
Now, basically, what I'm a black translate for Chronicle Speaks, not that she needs it, because she's an intelligent, smooth, and very articulate sister. Basically, we are still the masses, okay? y'all slaves are now in the house, okay? But you can still be slaves in the field. That's basically what Chronicle Speaks is saying here, okay? That's what she's saying. Let's roll back.
This move may have been intended to deflect criticism and avoid the optics of non-melanated individuals swooping in to take control of her life and finances. But to many observers, it seemed more like a calculated effort to mask what was really going on behind the scenes. Now that we've cleared up the fact that all skin folk ain't necessarily kinfolk, let's mosey our way on over to the coterie. Now we have Amanda Clears, who was employed as Miss Hunter's care specialist at Coterie and was entrusted with direct responsibility for the care.
You know what? When she said coterie, I thought she meant let's go to the coterie, the Caucasian people that are coded what they want to say about this. But I didn't realize coterie was actually place. But I think that's where Wendy is staying. So, okay, back to the video, y'all.
Care, supervision, and well-being of Miss Hunter. Upon information and belief, Amanda Clears is a U.S. citizen residing in New York and is being sued in her individual and official capacity for violating her legal, fiduciary, and ethical duties as a care specialist. Her conduct, as alleged herein, includes the unlawful disclosure of confidential health and location information, unauthorized photographing of Miss Hunter in various stages of undress, and participation in a broader scheme of exploitation.
Wait a minute, what? Unauthorized photographing Miss Hunter? What the hell? What are you doing photographing her? What are you doing with the pictures and video? What the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, you gotta be careful who you allow around you, child. That's just downright tacky, disgusting, and trashy behavior.
All of which directly harm Miss Hunter's safety.
Not to mention breaking HIPAA law, okay? And being part of a broader scheme, okay? That scheme is gonna bite you up the ass with no lube, and you're gonna be bleeding and suffering and not gonna be able to recover mentally or otherwise. Moving on.
Safety, privacy, and emotional well-being. Now, the coterie is described as a high-end wellness and assisted living residence marketed as a place for those who need elevated care and support in a discreet upscale setting. However,
child, that place does not look upscale to me. I'm sorry. I'd rather recover mentally in California. At least they got beaches. They got the water. They got Disneyland. That is a very high-end prison, like Wendy said.
However, Wendy Williams says this is a luxury prison. Now, when Wendy was first brought to the coterie, she was placed on the 5th floor. She had access to the entire building. She can go to the rooftop. Wendy went to the rooftop on her 60th birthday. She had some drinks, access to the entire building. She can go to the rooftop.
That is Ginger Z from Good Morning America in the back. Okay.
Wendy went to the rooftop on her 60th birthday. She had some drinks, and because of that, they then placed her on the memory care unit on the 3rd floor. She can only access her room and the hallways. She cannot leave that floor without permission. During Miss Hunter's unlawful confinement, Amanda Clears participated in wire and or mail fraud at coterie in New York by taking inappropriate and non-consensual photographs of Miss Hunter in a state of undress, by disclosing Miss Hunter's location.
Now, is this Destiny Payne's white cousin? Listen, at this point, all questions are on the table, okay? Because Destiny was charged for identity theft and wire fraud. So we just got to make sure, okay? We just got to make sure, okay? Now, apparently the check did not clear at the bank, okay? And Destiny's destiny is about being in misery and not in joy. So we got to ask all questions here, okay? All right, moving on.
To third parties by transmitting unlawful images for profit to third-party media outlets to publicly degrade and silence Miss Hunter through fear, isolation, and shame, thereby advancing the goals of the enterprise. According to this lawsuit, Amanda Clears, who worked for the coterie, exploited Miss Hunter by making unauthorized disclosures of Miss Hunter's protected health information and location to third parties, including media outlets. Now, here's the complaint filed against the assistant living.
So basically, she called TMZ and all these people to let them know how bad Wendy was doing, even though she was the cause of it and she was doing underhanded shit. Okay, child.
Living facility, the Coterie. This complaint arises from the egregious and unlawful invasion of privacy, exploitation, and gross negligence committed against Wendy Williams during her residency at the Coterie Hudson Yards Assisted Living Facility. Upon her admission to the facility, Ms. Williams was assigned a care specialist, Amanda Clears, who, in violation of her professional and ethical obligations, engaged in a pattern of exploitive behavior. Ms. Clears allegedly disclosed confidential information regarding Ms. Williams' location and condition within the facility to members of the media, including identifying the specific room where Ms. Williams resided. Ms. Clears further participated in the unauthorized and unlawful photographing of Ms. Williams within the privacy of her room, including during moments when Ms. Williams was allegedly in a state of undress. These images were reportedly sold to media outlets for personal profit. The misconduct was not isolated. It is alleged that Ms. Clears conspired with a facility maintenance worker known as Aaron to facilitate these invasions of privacy and further exploit Ms. Williams' vulnerable condition. Both employees also reportedly engaged in an inappropriate relationship and were involved in the theft of personal belongings from other affluent residents of the facility.
So basically, they were a Bonnie and fucking Clyde. That's basically what's going on here. That's what it is. And then not to mention, too, throw in Elizabeth Holmes and Sonny Barbardi from Theranos in there. Sure. And not to mention, too, I am sure that the other residents of the facility also have filed complaints about, Ms. Clears and Aaron, and they probably wouldn't mind testifying for Wendy Williams.
Despite prior notice and complaints, executive management at Coterie Hudson Yards failed to take timely corrective action. It is alleged that management had knowledge of Ms. Clears' misconduct, yet deliberately ignored these red flags, permitting the continuation of abuse and the monetization of Ms. Williams' compromised health and personal dignity. This complaint seeks to hold all responsible parties accountable for the violation of Ms. Williams' privacy, the intentional infliction of emotional distress, breach of fiduciary duty, gross negligence, and other applicable statutory and common law crimes. The conduct described herein represents a disturbing breach of trust and human decency, demanding swift legal remedy and public accountability. This complaint was filed by none other than attorney LaShawn Thomas. So just when they thought that they were kicking her out of Wendy's life and Wendy would not get any help, they were sadly mistaken. According to this lawsuit, because of Amanda Clears, who worked at the Coterie, allegedly selling information to the media outlets, they were able to set up shop across the street, directly point their camera to Wendy's window, allowing her zero privacy in a place where she's supposed to be protected because she's under this guardianship that's supposed to protect her. With the paparazzi being given Wendy's exact location, and with thorough investigation into this case and into others, Amanda Clears was let go from the Coterie. Now that the dynamic duo of Will Selby and Sean Zanotti have been removed from their roles in parading Wendy around, attempting to paint a picture that everything is well in Guardianville, there's a new duo obviously approved by the Guardian because Wendy can't even see her dad without permission. Mel Maxey, who Wendy has obviously introduced us to before.
There he is.
Joe, what up, Joe?
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good. We go back to Lexington Ave days.
That's right. It's safe to say Wendy ain't hiding nowhere. She got a house full of people, huh?
Then we have More Media International CEO, who has been seen in the past several weeks taking pictures and videos with Wendy. They actually went to church 4th of July weekend. Wendy had on the same dress that she wore last night for her birthday dinner.
Okay, what are you wishing for on your birthday?
Out of guardianship.
This woman is being treated like a caged zoo animal. She had on the same dress that she wore last night for her.
So that's Brendan right there. That is oh my God. Just said her name. Brendan and Brendon. Brendan. Wendy Williams. So Brendan and Suzanne. That's okay. So Brendan and Suzanne's husband. Okay. I knew start with an S. Y'all calm down. Okay, listen. It's been a long day. Here we go.
For her birthday dinner.
Okay, what are you wishing for on your birthday?
Oh, wait, those two black people, I've never seen them before. I did not know that they existed.
Out of guardianship.
This woman is being treated like a caged zoo animal.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man? Welcome to Speak Your Fit. What's your name and where you from?
Okay. Wow. I'm Wendy Williams, the one and only.
Hello.
I'm from here, right here in New York City.
Big Apple. We got Miss Wendy Williams here. Speak your fit to me. Describe your fit. You look wonderful today, Miss Wendy Williams.
Excuse me, everything designed by Mel Maxey.
Ooh,
every last drop of it, except for my fabulous sneakers are mine, all mine.
Ooh,
and my fabulous handbag.
Nice.
Beautiful and gorgeous.
That part.
But this is all designed by me, and Mel Maxey even did this for me.
Nice.
It's all done.
That part. Hello.
Yes.
I got a few questions before you leave. I know you have a busy day. So what will older Wendy tell younger Wendy? Talk about it.
Well, stay true to what you wear.
That part.
I love to eat food.
Hello.
And after a lot of food, it's time to go to the gym.
Nice.
I go to the gym 3 times a week, no lie.
What's your favorite restaurant? You got any favorite restaurants you like eating at today?
Right now, I want to go to a soul food restaurant.
That part. Hello.
Well, look, this is me, right? I also like lox, bagels, and cream cheese.
Shout out to them.
I had that yesterday.
Okay, cool.
But today, it's all about my friend Mel.
Right.
So where he wants to go is where we go. And I know exactly where it's going to be.
What's your favorite movie? You can name one or multiple. Any of them.
Excuse me, I don't do movies unless I'm with a date. And even then, I don't even focus on the movie. I focus on a little canoodling.
Nice. Hello.
When I find the right man.
Where can they find you on social media?
Now, Mel, I did not know who he was. The woman, the black woman there, I did not know who she was. Apparently, she's over some media groups. So.
A social what? A social who?
Thank you, Miss Wendy Williams.
Thank you.
And brother, what's your Instagram?
Man,
What's your name and where you from?
I'm Mel Maxey from Harlem.
Big
My joint is Mel Maxey _01.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
You already know.
Have a good one.
I am very hopeful that Wendy one day gets the right people in her circle, because right now it's hard to know who to trust. These two have made it possible, exposing so much that has been going on with Wendy in the past 3 years.
Okay, so this attorney here, shout out to you and Kelvin. You're still a fucking piece of shit. But
It's definitely.
But I will at least give you credit for filing a lawsuit to try to help Wendy. Get a fucking job, you piece of shit bastard. Moving on.
Time we see a change and get her out of this guardianship, because that's what she wants.
Okay, what are you wishing for on your birthday?
Out of guardianship.
What I need to do is hear from you. What do you think about everything going on in the world of Wendy? I thought this would be a 3-part docuseries, but unfortunately, the story's not over. We're going to continue to report on it. So leave a comment, and you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Happy birthday again, Wendy. Talk to you guys later. Bye. As always, thanks for watching. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of my new episodes.
Shout out to Carnival Speaks, y'all. A great sister. So if you're looking for more Carnival Speaks, this is her channel right here. Carnival Speaks right here. So subscribe to her, all right? Like I'm sure subscribe to her, right? All right, y'all, moving on. We got more Brilliance Virtual Tour Live, a bonus tour coming up right from the space right here, right now. Netflix still not interested in owning legacy media networks, even as merger and acquisition options multiply. CFO, Chief Financial Officer there. Netflix Chief Financial Officer Spencer Newman said the giant streamer remains indifferent to legacy media networks, even as a record number of companies seem to be peeling them off or putting them up for sale. We agreed to continue consolidation of studio and network assets is likely, but at least with respect to consolidation with legacy media, we don't think it materially changes the competitive landscape, said Newman on a question and answer with analysts after Netflix lays quarterly earnings. We've historically been more builders than buyers. We continue to see a big runway for growth without fundamentally changing that playbook. A streamer's outlook may not be changing, but the ecosystem sure is. Comcast is in the process of spinning out NBC Universal's cable networks into a standalone public company called Versant. Warner Bros. Discovery is doing the same with its cable networks. Lionsgate and Starz separated recently. Disney and Hearst have floated the possibility of unloading A&E Global Media. A merged Skydance and Paramount, if and when, may opt to shed some assets like BET, for example. Merger and acquisition opportunities abound for Netflix or other tech companies to swoop. We look at a lot of things that when we apply a framework or lens to those opportunities. Is it a big opportunity? Does it strengthen our entertainment offerings? Does it strengthen our capabilities? Does it accelerate our strategy? And we look at all that. We look at all of that relative rather to the opportunity cost of distraction or other alternatives. We've been pretty clear in the past, but we also have no interest in owning legacy media networks. That also kind of reduces the funnel for us. We believe we can and will be choosy. We got great business. We predominantly focus on growing that organically, investing aggressively and responsibly into that growth, and returning excess cash to shareholders through share purchase. And I think you'll see us continue on that path. It's really interesting because, this is the same company that said they would not get into news. And according to Sim4, they teamed up with the Daily Beast to do a pilot for a 30-minute show recapping the week's news, right? So let's go to the media universe map, right? Because I just don't believe Netflix on this because they said that whenever it gets live sports, they got live sports, right? So let's see here. If we're looking right at legacy media, now this is just me, okay? I truly believe, right, that if anything, the network that I believe that they could get. I think that Netflix could buy E because E is the entertainment network, right? So imagine Netflix being able to have Netflix Studios and their own TV network. In addition to that, if they bought Fandango and Rotten Tomatoes, they would own a huge market share of ticket sales, right? So imagine in your Netflix subscription that you also get a discount on movie tickets through Fandango. And then Rotten Tomatoes could be the home of reviews, right? And that will couple with to do. So there's a way for Netflix to really do this thing. I don't buy what they're selling at all. Now, that's just one option, right? Now, I'm going to go through each one of them. Netflix could buy MTV. Very simple. Netflix has a huge 18 to 34 demographic. So I'm sure if they bought MTV and made it movement television by Netflix, I'm sure that would be good as well. With Disney, and you think about all the networks, I think if they took FYI for your information and made that into a general entertainment network, or made that the to-do network for entertainment news and just general entertainment, I think that would probably work there. And then if you really want to get into this here, I would say I think they would probably take TLC probably, because Netflix is known for unscripted content. So that's how I'm seeing, legacy, media for, Netflix. But I don't buy what they're selling. I just don't. There's no way to tell that you're not going to be interested, right? Because there's still all that for television. Streaming is the future, but linear television still has that impact. Okay, so that's just my take on Netflix. All right there. Let's see if it looks like there's one comment. It's easy. Let's see if it's even worth it, child, because it may not be even worth it. right here. Congress needs to save network TV. Free TV is imperative to public safety and information, just like AM radio. They need to create a government-funded free network streaming app that acts like wrap-up ears for all channels to include all local programming. Who do you turn to for your emergency local info? Now all the streamers have ads. It needs to be truly free TV. And I fully agree with that. I think that, CNN, they have made a free advertising streaming television channel, and they have hired an anchor for that. So I do think that Fred is absolutely right in his remark. All right, y'all, more Bring This Virtual Tour Live coming up right from this space right here, right now. A bonus tour that we are on right now. From Carnival Cruise Lines here, cruise line industry news. Carnival's John Hild shares details of Celebration Key. Carnival Cruise Line is opening Celebration Key, its new private destination in Grand Bahama later this month. In a video shared on his social media profiles, the company's brand ambassador John Hild shares some details about the offerings that will be available at the port. Built at a cost of over $500 million, the private destination is set to welcome its first ship, the Carnival Vista, on July 19th, 2025. So tomorrow, that ship, and blessings and love and prayers to that ship that is making it to Celebration Key safely and make it back to Port Canaveral safely as well. In Jesus' name, yes, 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 amen, amen. With the port, Carnival now is the largest non-government employer on Grand Bahama Island. Harold said, knowing that everything in Celebration Key is locally made and locally produced, the wonderful, incredibly friendly staff under Carnival Cruise Line Management is going to give guests an absolutely brilliant time. We are very proud of that fact, he said. According to Harold, after disembarking at the destination's newly built piers, guests will need to walk for 10 minutes before arriving at Celebration Key. ADA accessible carts, American Disability Act accessible carts will also be available for passengers with disabilities. He said, knowing that guests can also use their mobility scooters to reach the main gate of destination. Thank you for making everybody included available, and also to making space for everybody to access Celebration Key. Shout out to y'all. For guests with limited walking capabilities, Carnival will operate 14 trams around Celebration Key. Harold continued, each vehicle will be able to transport up to 12 guests. Carnival is also offering excursions for guests visiting Celebration Key, including options for everybody. The company will offer complimentary areas with beach chairs, towels, shaded areas, umbrellas, and a large freshwater lagoon. It's just a few steps down. It's for everybody. It's going to be stunning. It's epically massive. It's going to be very special, Harold said. Among the highlights of the destination are swings that allow guests to relax over the water. He continued, everyone's going to love that. You can swing while sipping your favorite drink from a plastic glass, Harold said, knowing that a bar will be located nearby. I believe tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on Carnival's Facebook page, even though they should be streaming live as well from their YouTube channel, they will be live from Celebration Key. Personally, I would have done Carnival Celebration Key, Grand Royale Celebration live on ABC or something like that. But of course, networks don't know how to, not networks, but companies don't know how to take an inch and make it a mile to promote themselves, but that's neither here nor there. Celebration Key will also include complimentary food from 14 different outlets, as well as complimentary wire for all guests. Everyone gets one complimentary meal. You just need to go to one of the locations, hand them your sign and sell card, they'll scan it, and that's it, Harold explained, knowing that gratuities are not mandatory. Vegetarian and vegan choices will be available, while all guests will get a complimentary cookie for dessert. Can y'all include like a confetti cookie, sugar cookie, snickerdoodle cookie? Okay, please and thank you, because there are people that got chocolate allergies, okay? In addition to complimentary food, venue Celebration Key will also feature upcharge restaurants, including Gill's Grill, which will serve a seafood-based menu. Can you have some catfish? Damn it! By the way, have catfish and beignets at Emerald's restaurants, please and thank you. Damn it, since y'all can't do the Havana pool right, you can't have two hot tubs and a hot heated pool in the middle, because you gotta have the Havana pool look like a bathtub on your bigger ships. Damn it! Listen, all this is passion. You see, I believe Carnival is a great cruise line, but if you look at the Carnival Vista Havana pool and you see the Mardi Gras pool is a bathtub. It is. Whereas the Carnival Vista, I've showed it many times on here. Options will include shrimp, snow crab legs, Caribbean lobsters, and salmon, as well as other dish choices, Harold noted. The destination will offer a large coffee shop as well as options for sushi, sandwiches, chicken tenders, hamburgers, hot dogs, mac and cheese, tacos, shawarmas, and more. The food will be off the charts with these 14 different food trucks. Just for a few dollars more, you can have sit-down service at all these different restaurants. He summarized. Of note, guests sent with beverage packages will not be able to use them while short in Celebration Key. That's dumb. That is dumb. That's absolutely dumb. Like Virgin Voyages, you're able to use your package on the private island. That's just stupid to me. The destination will operate on cashless mile with guests welcome either to use their regular credit cards or their cruise cards to buy alcohol and extras or shop at the local stores there. Okay, so okay, child, this is 15 minutes. So yeah, so but anyway, I will show y'all this. Hang on one second. Just so y'all can see here, because we do have more tour here. Okay, so here it is here. So if you go to if you type in John Heald on Facebook, you'll be able to watch this whole 15-minute video. Okay, this is Celebration Key Information Part 1. Please share. So this was recorded live. Okay, all right, so there you go. Speaking of things that you need to know, shout out to rollingout.com, celebrating 25 years on to the next 25. Very excited to bring you this story. Safer Beauty Bill targets hidden toxic chemicals in cosmetics. Federal legislation seeks to eliminate toxic chemicals from beauty products with special focus on protecting women of color and salon workers. A comprehensive federal bill package aimed at eliminating toxic chemicals from cosmetics was reintroduced this week, marking the third attempt to bring stricter safety standards to the beauty industry. The federal Safer Beauty Bill package consists of 4 bills designed to close regulatory gaps that currently allow harmful substances in everyday personal care products, right? The legislative framework, the Toxic Free Beauty Act, led by Representatives Jane Zalowski and Lizzie Fletcher, no relation to Nell Fletcher, by the way, would ban 18 of the most dangerous chemicals found in cosmetics, including mercury, parabens, lead, asbestos, and toluene. The legislation also targets entire classes of formaldehyde, releasing preservatives, and ortho pH I think. Sorry if I butchered that. We are living proof that it's possible to have a successful company that makes and sell beauty and personal care products without unsafe ingredients, said Hannah Diop, co-founder and CEO of Sienna Naturals, during a press briefing. The clean cosmetics industry is the fastest growing segment of cosmetics because we're providing consumers with safe, non-toxic products. Addressing health disparities, the Cosmetic Safety Protections for Communities of Color Salon Workers Act specifically addresses the disproportionate exposure risks faced by vulnerable populations. Women of color spend significantly more on beauty products, with Black women alone spending $7.5 billion annually and purchasing 9 times more hair care products than other demographics. Women of color and professional salon workers are most at risk because a lot of the products being marketed to us have some of the most harmful chemicals found in them, explained Tyler Tolman, who testified about community impact. The bill would fund research, education, materials, and outreach programs for requiring manufacturers to provide safety data sheets in multiple languages, including Spanish and Chinese. International comparison reveals gaps. The current regulatory landscape shows stark contrast with international standards. The European Union has banned over 2,000 chemicals for personal care products, while the United States has prohibited only 15 chemicals in more than 80 years. Dr. McDonald, a health expert who emphasized the urgency. The European Union has a preventative approach when it comes to health. We still need the FDA to truly commit to saying that these chemicals cannot be in these products. Transparency requirements. 2 additional bills in the package address ingredient disclosure. The Cosmetic Hazardous Ingredient Right to Know Act would require companies to list secret fragrance and flavor ingredients on labels and websites. That goes for everybody on TikTok Shop too. Okay. All right, moving on. The Cosmetic Supply Chain Transparency Act would mandate full ingredient disclosure throughout the manufacturing process. Industry support grows. Legislation has garnered support from over 150 organizations and businesses, including major clean beauty brands like Dr. Bronner's, Badger, and Counter. These companies collectively serve more than 254 million customers nationwide. Regulation will force innovation, we argue, when the European Union banned 2,500 chemicals and then destroy their beauty industry. Their beauty industry is thriving. It sparked reformulation and the creation of safer alternatives. Health concerns drive urgency. Scientific studies increasingly link cosmetic chemicals to serious health conditions. Breast cancer, learning disabilities, early puberty, infertility, and reproductive harm have all been associated with exposure to toxic chemicals in beauty products. A particular concern are synthetic grades, which research shows can contain carcinogens like lead and benzene. Despite these findings, regulatory jurisdiction remains unclear, with both the FDA and Consumer Product Safety Commission declining oversight responsibility. Legislative outlook. The bill package was just introduced in the House and will be referred to the House Energy and Commerce Committee. While no Republican co-sponsors have signed on yet, advocates remain optimistic about the bipartisan support. Exposure to toxic chemicals in beauty and personal care products do not discriminate based on party affiliation. Facts, because breast cancer does not care what color you are. Infertility does not care what color you are. Mental health does not care what color you are. This is about time where we cause good trouble and be about right is right and wrong is wrong. Said Janet Nolan, Senior Director at Breast Cancer Prevention Partners. This is an equal opportunity offender. The legislation builds on the 2022 Modernization of Cosmetic Regulations Act, which granted the FDA recall authority and required facility registration, but stopped short of banning specific toxic chemicals. Well, first of all, I am here for this. Because like I said, all we have is each other. And if we can be a solution to stop pain, to stop grief, to stop problems before they start, then that's what we're supposed to do. And, perms have been around for a very long time. Chris Rock made a documentary called Good Hair that explains the history of hair. And not to mention cornrows, for example, were like maps to get to freedom way back in the day during the Underground Railroad, which was not a train, Portia Williams, okay? So just want to, because you said that on national television, we still got to be called out for that. But anyway, congratulations on that. Hopefully it passes through the government. All right. So with that being said, let's talk about some more Black news that's happening in the world. Check this out from our good friends at Black PR Wire here. Introducing Mahogany Mates, old school connections, real life vibes, visual cues and signature programs created for Black singles 50 plus looking for somebody to go with. From Boston, Massachusetts, in a dating world dominated by super likes and swipes, there's a new social engagement experience created for Black soulful singles age 50 plus who are looking for love sparked by in-person connections. Mahogany Mates LLC limited liability company has disrupted the dating scene with stylish visual prompts and signature programs that make looking for somebody to go with genuinely exciting. Co-founded by Black soulful singles, Kim Dickerson and Denise Kangler, Mahogany Mates was born from personal experience and a shared belief that finding and nurturing love later in life is possible and powerful. But the journey can be disappointing, especially when dating apps don't quite fit the vibe or values of grown folks hoping to initiate connections in the real world. We kept being singles like us who were frustrated because they were having a hard time meeting other singles in ways that did not begin online. Says Kim, we understood what they were going through, so we set out to create an experience that feels like the good old days before apps to go to the dating scene. Denise adds, we knew that there could be a more effective and unique way to help ignite connections that may lead to mutually fulfilling relationships. And it's more than that. We're building a vibrant, active, and expressive Mahogany Mates community that keeps our singles inspired, immersed, and informed. So the Mahogany Mates experience is multifaceted, unprecedented, and it includes the following: branded products, stylish Mahogany Mates apparel and accessories designed for Black singles 50 plus to wear as subtle cues to send over they're open to meeting someone. Mahogany Mingler membership, subscribe for access to exclusive Mahogany Mates features and benefits, signature programs, Mahogany Talks, online conversations with founders, diving into topics around dating after 50. Midnight Mingle, exclusive online gathering at midnight for Mingler members to meet and vibe. Mingler Spotlight, exclusive Mahogany Mates website page, showcasing the photos and brief bios, and subscribe Mahogany Mingler members, turning glances into possible connections, and curate the event schedule of various events around the country where mature Black singles might be able to find companionship, support Mahogany Mates branded gear, and let the magic happen. First of all, I think that this is wonderful. I really do. I mean, they have a website called, I think it was like Older Time or something like that. And so, you know, in watching The Golden Bachelor, right? And then watch The Golden Bachelorette, but in watching The Golden Bachelor, what I really loved about was these grown people were very vibrant. They were energetic and they were open to what can be. Let me pull up the website here. And I truly believe that the fact that people in their 50s are not allowing their life to define them, they're defining their life, it's a beautiful thing. And sometimes it's best to be in peace so you won't be in pieces, in the words of Ayala Van Zandt. So here is mahoganymates.com. Here's the website right here. The Mahogany Mates Magic. Find somebody to go with. Ever catch yourself wondering if the person who caught your eye at the festival, at the cafe, or strolling down the street is single and open to say hi? Wonder no more. Mahogany Mates subtle visual cues in the form of our brand pride. You let the right people know that you're open to connecting, whether you're out on the town enjoying a jazz night or simply handling your business. Now Mahogany Mates gear and let the magic happen. It's time to meet someone who is ready to meet you. Let Mahogany Mates help you find somebody to go with. So right here, we'll learn about their membership. Life is short, make it sweet. Catch each other's eye while sporting Mahogany Mates apparel, accessories, the subtle visual cue signaling you're single and available fast, and let the magic happen so that you can find somebody to go with. And here is a video on that. So let's watch that. This is awesome. This guy making me tear up a little bit. I'm loving this. This is great. You know, it makes me think about my big mama, man. She was alive. You know, was she? And by the way, this is their YouTube channel, so they only got 6 subscribers. Now you have 7 subscribers there. So you're a part of my subscription there. But no, it really does make me think. It really does make me think if my big mom was here, would she be down for something like this? And I will say that for some people that are behind the 8 ball when it comes to technology, I think that it might be a little bit scary, but the fact that us Black people are utilizing technology to make our own spaces has always been a beautiful thing. I mean, blackpeoplemeet.com and Black Planet. I mean, come on now. That was the original Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and everything in between. Become a Mahogany member. A Mahogany Mingler, rather. Let's be real. Many of us are looking for somebody to go with, and the endless swiping and surface level connections were over. As Mahogany Mingler, you'll have exclusive access to unique Mahogany Mates experiences and limited edition products. Whether you're here to find love or discover a mutually fulfilling relationship, let your Mingler membership help help you take the magic to the next level. So a couple of the benefits of being a Mahogany Mingler: through our exclusive Mahogany Mates Facebook group, engage directly with other Mahogany Minglers who are serious about building real relationships so you get premium social network. Mahogany Mingler Spotlight, be featured with your photo and brief bio so other minglers can get to know you, access content details that you provide. Okay. Midnight Mingle, join our monthly live Facebook group, conversations around relevant topics, including life as a 50 plus Black single. This benefit will activate once the Facebook group hits 100 members, help us spread the word. Limited edition signature gear, order and non-exclusive apparel, accessories that subtly know that you're single or connecting. So this is actually a really good price. So monthly you can pay $7.99, so $8. So it's basically a coffee once a month for a coffee. That's not bad at all. Annually $80, 2 months for free. That's the first part of how this works. Number two, signal your single and looking stats with exclusive members only merch. Mingler members can also purchase signature product that's available to everyone. Number three, whether at a lounge, gallery, coffee, or while you're out and about, spot other Mahogany Mates and let the magic happen. This is absolutely incredible. And here it is. Here you got a bodycon dress there. Look at that. Listen, if it shapes right on the right woman, listen, okay? So bodycon dress there, crop top. Look at these leggings. Listen. Child, let me tell you something. At the next barbecue, there's going to be a thick, fine, single auntie that's going to be having those on. Believe me, you. Crossbody bag, eco toe bag, embroidered patches, short sleeve unisex t-shirt, utility crossbody bag, racer back tank, crop hoodie, vintage cotton twill cap, champion long sleeve shirt, and then snapback hat. So all the prices for these bodycon dress, $32.99. Crop top, $32. Crop top, $23 rather. Yoga leggings, $39. Crossbody bag, $31. Eco tote bags for $24. Embroidered patches, $12. Short sleeve unisex t-shirt, $22.44 to $26.44. Utility crossbody bag, $25 there. Racer back tank, $26.58. Crop hoodie, $52.14 to $54.14. Vintage cotton twill cap, $26.79. Champion long sleeve shirt, $46.07 to $48.07. Then finally, snapback hat for $27.19. That is really awesome. I am so here for this. Truly, it makes my heart feel good that there are skin folk, there are kin folk that are about the positivity, the joy, and the love of what we can become. Amen. Amen. So I will drop the link to Mahogany Mates in the any Black person, over. Let them know about this site. Now, of course, there are some, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds that they might, get into this site too. You know what I mean? Because listen, age gap relationships are very real. We know that from Sweet Tea and Dr. G, Yes, indeed. And by the way, shout out to Sweet Tea and the Doctor's Wives of Atlanta. I hope they are doing excellent. All right, y'all. Speaking of love, child, Zeus got a new show. It's called Love Cabin. Zeus Network announces a new series called Love Cabin coming soon. Zeus just got a whole lot spicier with this one. Looks like love is in the air, and Zeus is looking for singles with cabin fever to be casted for the brand new love series Love Cabin. So subscribe to Zeus Network and submit your applications now at lovecabin.thezeusnetwork.com. So here it is. Here, y'all. Child, this is it. This is it right here. So I'm gonna just show y'all. So got your name, your first and last name, email, Instagram name, phone, stage name, address. Are you currently over 21 years old? Currently waiting trial for any criminal offenses? Have you ever been convicted of a crime? Upload government issue ID, take a selfie or a headshot. Show full face, no glasses or headwear. So you gotta take off your glasses and stuff. But honestly, you should be able to see your face with the glasses, but okay. And then upload a 1 minute video of and why you should be part of the first season, and then tells you all the rules here. Please read all this. Okay, I'm not gonna sign for this shit, okay? But please read it. And then you sign there, child. If Nally Nunn is an option for Love Cabin, this is gonna be a shit show. If the baddies are options for women on this show, it's gonna be a shit show. Just know that, okay? Child, by the way, the daughter, the alleged daughter of Anthony Byron, the Astronomer CEO, spoke out today. Kim Power covered that. Then, of course, we talked about Millie Chun earlier today. She was talking about Andy's response and everything else. So, y'all, that is our show. I'm going to turn on my camera now because we done the whole show for an hour. Yes, we have. What a wonderful, 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 wonderful bonus show. Yes, indeed. There. Listen, I hope that you all have enjoyed, but most of all, you felt like you had a place to fall here tonight with a bonus tour tonight. So, of course, we covered a lot. Shannon Sharpe, the deal is done. The deal is done, but like Terica Comedy said, that doesn't mean that he was not guilty of what he was accused of, right? So we'll see how Shannon Sharpe is moving about the world, socially and culturally and everything else. With his career. Of course, Wendy Williams wants to be out of guardianship for her birthday. It's been overdue for Wendy to be out of that guardianship. Netflix saying that they will not buy any legacy media outlets. I call BS on that. Anything is possible if it expands their brand, right? Carnival Cruise Line, the Carnival Vista will be there tomorrow, July 19th. So love, prayers, and support up to Carnival Vista for being the first ship there. Also, blessings to all the ships sailing out there because, child, we have seen some stories. Prayers, love, and support to everybody out there. The beauty industry, those acts coming through, hopefully they will be approved because we need our women here. Without women, there is no world. Amen. Amen. Mahogany Mates. I believe that is a great platform for people 50 and up. Maybe Simon Guobadia might go on the site. You just never know. God forbid Portia Williams find out about this website. Maybe she should. Maybe she shouldn't. Go and listen to the site at all. And then, of course, Zeus with this shit show, Love Cabin, ain't gonna go nowhere, child. Just don't even worry about it. But yes, that is all of the destinations for this tour. With that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. I did the day in Mulberry during the 6 o'clock show. So yeah, know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special because you are always one more blessed. And trust you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Wise one thing, call yourself nothing chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully by spending time together, Ross will be great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or child, just because you made a settlement doesn't mean that you're not still guilty in the culture. Make sure the replay is not just right for you to watch it, not just for you to listen to it, but for you to watch the spirit again. I love you. I value, I embrace you all. Always remember, mercy, love, God, give it. Mercy, love, God, give it. Mercy, love, God, give it. Wherever obstacles you have overcome, where success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, just recognize this for tomorrow. If you are more about being excited for something that comes on weekly than being engaged with the world, that doesn't just say everything about your focus. That also says a lot about your soul, that you're one dimensional and that you have no capacity, capability, comprehension of brain cells, your faculties, or the energy it takes to be more than just a one-trick pony. Okay, so y'all enjoy yourselves tomorrow. Be in pieces. Let your mental health be fucked. And finally, don't complain if you're in a worse state than you already are, because that's your own fucking fault. Okay, commercial break and fireworks are coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessings on the way. For you, me, all of us as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel love. and send it right back to you. Always remember the words of anonymity.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
One love, much love, all love. I feel love and send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.